All right. Hello. So I'm back. I'm Golda. Gonna do another reading. I don't like to define myself whether I'm psychic, medium, all that kind of stuff. Like I am all of the above, but I just like to just say I'm connected. I don't know about all the extra definitions of whatever I am, right? As I did the shuffle, the word perseverance came through, and perseverance just kept going through, and then this card popped out. This is the fortune card, also known as the Wheel of Fortune. In this deck, in the Thoth deck, it is the fortune card. So I feel like people need to persevere through what's happening. Whatever it is, if it's money issues or if it's just self-esteem issues, if it's anything that has to do with something that is making you feel like you cannot have what it is that you want in your life, persevere through that. Because what this is saying is that the Wheel of Fortune is in your favor, okay? What you want, what you're thriving for, you can have that and you will have it. You have to stay positive. You can't get down. You can't let monetary situations fuck with you. You can't let little things, and maybe it seems huge to you. And it is huge to you, but you have to look at it like that. You got to look at it like it's just little. It's no big deal. Because when you put energy onto things and you put a lot of emphasis onto certain things, then they do become a big deal. Then they do become a problem for you. You have to look at things like, it ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Have that perseverance and have that fortune in your heart. Like, I got this no matter what. When I used to have a lot of money, that's how I approached everything. I was very confident because I always knew I had the money to pay for whatever it is that was going to happen, whether it was a ticket, whether it was my kids needing sports, anything. I was confident and didn't really give a fuck. And I feel like regardless of how much money you have, you should have that same confidence in you. You should always feel like it's nothing. Even if you don't have it, feel like, fuck it, I don't have it today. It's all right. I will have it, you know? So let's get into this reading right now. Going off of that vibe, because the Wheel of Fortune is just a card that popped out. I pulled other cards, so let's get into it. The first card is the Hierophant card, and that kind of goes with what I was just saying a little. Whew. The Hierophant, he's very wise, right? He sits with the deities. He sits with all of power of creation, with the lights of creation. And he knows, he's confident, he's caring, he's wise, right? And that's the way that we have to be. Feeding off of what I just said, like, I feel like we sometimes get caught up, right? In every little thing that happens. And you have to see the big picture. The Hierophant, he sees the big picture. He sees the whole universe all from his throne. And he sees what can happen. He sees the little things happening, right? But at the same time, he's confident. He's confident that the steps that he's taking is going to take him to where he's dreamed of, okay? So be confident in the steps that you're taking. All of us, we are all living the same life pretty much. You know, there's like a small few. We got that small percent that they don't worry about shit, right? And that's good for them. But you should be that way too. Don't let money and little stuff like that change the way you feel about life altogether. Because then once you do that, you're letting them control you, right? That's why they created money, to control you, to control us, to control our spirit. And you can't let money control your spirit. You have to be the Hierophant. You have to be all-seeing, all-knowing, wise, confident, knowing of the magic of this universe and being comfortable with knowing the magic of the universe and not letting anything shake you. You know, the next card that we're going to go to is success. It's the Six of Discs, and that is noted as success. So it's like, while you're feeling whatever you're feeling and you're feeling like, fuck, like, damn, why the fuck are things not happening the way I want them to happen? And it looks like, damn, things might not be happening at all. You have this coming to you. And some of you might already be feeling that. I feel like there are some people that aren't feeling like down about it. They're like, I understand my path. I understand the work that it's taking to get to where I have to go, but I know that I'm walking in success. I know that these discs, these 6 discs, harmony. 6 is like a number of harmony. I also feel like it's a number of balance, of divine balance, where you just feel content with what the universe is bringing to you. And I feel that is success. Coincidentally, I just had a post where I wrote something about that in the caption, where you thrive for success, but success doesn't always have to mean monetary. Success could mean walking your path and making it in your path, living your path. You know what I mean? So success can be determined in so many different ways. You know, sometimes people can be so successful, like with money and with their career, and they lost as fuck because it's not their path. You know, they've done successful things that others would deem successful. But are you doing what's really in your heart successful? Are you doing what spirit is pushing to you and throwing to you? I mean, there's people that go to law school, that are lawyers, but really in their heart, they want to be a musician, and they're talented musicians, you know, where you can hear God in their voice and you wonder, like, damn, why don't you do this? But because you have a certain set way of what is successful. And this isn't judging them. Go be your lawyer. That's fine. But this is an example that we have this way of being successful. Okay, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're a politician, you're an accountant. Boom, you're successful. And then, you do anything else. You're a cashier or a receptionist or whatever other thing where you're a worker. That's like, oh, you're not that successful. That's bullshit. Okay? It's complete and total bullshit. And you have to let go of whatever they're telling you about that, because truly, I see so many people that we say are so successful, and damn, they're miserable as fuck. It's sad. Next card. Oh, this is a good reading. Like, perseverance popped through, and everything that's come through has been so positive. So I feel like this is good. Like, if you feel anything down, like, shake that shit the fuck off, because spirit in this reading, in these cards, they are really like, dude, you are okay. You are on the right path. If you even have a love in your life and you're not sure how they feel about you, man, you're on the right path. Don't trip. Don't be confused about anything. I feel like that's what this whole like spread is, just like, go for it. Life is good. Like, I don't even know why you trip. But the next card is the 6 of Wands. And I believe we pulled this before. Whew. What I see is stability in this. I see stability that you have created through a transformation. I feel like you should be calm and stable in your transformation. I also see a new beginning. I see a new beginning that you have created through your own magic, and that you are going to create through your magic. Yes, a huge transformation where you are flying. You're a butterfly now. You have transformed and you've become what it is that you want to be in life. And it's beautiful. I feel like I want to come back to this card for a second. The 6 of Discs. When we see all of these circles, and I see the moon, and I see so much happening here where you're really working to blossom something. And I feel like all of the work that you're doing, it really is paying off. Like, it's truly paying off. And the interesting thing, these two, we've had now 3 6s in a row. 6, 6, and now the 6 of Swords, right? And I'm sorry, the 6 of Wands. 9 of Wands, just kidding. It was upside down. So it's the 9 of Wands. But interesting enough, this was another card that flew out. So it's strength and it's victory together. Strength and victory together. From all that we have been working for this year, this 11th year, we see your strength and we see victory coming from that. I feel like, oh my God, be so fucking positive right now, because what they're doing right now is they're trying to send things to you to make you feel like what you want is not going to happen. Okay? There's things that are happening right now that people feel like what they want and what they're striving for is not going to happen. And I feel like you need to step back. You need to be strong. You need to see the fire in you, the strength in you, the magic in yourself, because I don't understand it. Sometimes I think that When we stop believing in ourselves, that's because we stop believing in magic. And these two wands side by side, wands I feel are like your magic, right? It's like the magic that you hold within yourself, but the magic of humanity. And I feel like you shouldn't hold yourself back. The Nine of Wands, sometimes this can be, I feel like a crossroads. And I feel like this crossroads is something that is going to require you to dive into yourself and be strong to handle this. God, right now it's such an amazing time where we are building so much strength within ourselves that when we are done with this, imagine what you're going to be. Imagine your spirit after you have gone through all of these trials, tribulations, as they always say. But to be real, all of this self-discovery, like that's what this is all about. It's discovering yourself, awakening your own spirit and your magic and your power. Once you hit this crossroads, I feel that we will come to a new place. And the next card is the Emperor. Okay, this is the divine masculine. The Emperor is the ultimate divine masculine. Travel and transformation. This man, this divine masculine man, he's about your transformation. I feel this is a person. For a reason, I just feel this is a person. Something is telling me that there is a man that maybe a lover or a friend or a colleague or a mentor, but this man, this divine masculine, actually, I won't even say a man, but a divine masculine energy, because it could be a woman. Many women have divine masculine energy within them as well. And this person, this energy is something that you can look to. And it might even be God. I believe in God. It's not that I don't believe in God. It's not that there's not a God. It's just that there's not this, how do I explain it? It's a divinity, right? Let's not put it into human words because there's no way to do that. And that's what I'm saying with God. Like, we can't define that. But sometimes when you get to certain places in your life, you should look to God. Look to God to ask for guidance, to ask for strength, to ask for creativity, to do what it is that you need to do. That's not a weak thing to ask because you're asking for help. We ask angels all the time, right? We ask all sorts of things, our guides. We ask these all the time. So why not ask for God? What's wrong with that? I want it to be really clear because a lot of times people think that when you are into this, that you don't believe in God, and there is no other power greater than God in this whole universe. That energy is so strong, and it's what connects us all. It's what fire that burns inside of us all. It is creation itself. It is everything that there is that we could even imagine and that we cannot imagine is God. It can't even have a name. That's how strong and how powerful that energy is, that this human mouth cannot even give it a name. This brain cannot come up with what we call that. So when you feel like you might not know where you're going, when you feel like, how do I persevere through this? Ask God. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, when you feel that energy come back to you, you better go with it. You better follow, because that will never steer you the wrong way. Always know that the energy that comes to you through asking for divine help is always going to be what you need. Okay? Our next card that we pulled was the Seven of Swords. Looking at this card, the Seven of Swords also is a lot about not being honest, about dishonesty, not being honest with yourself, not being honest with others, okay? I feel there is futility in looking at this physical realm and thinking that that's all it's about. That is a futile fight. That's a futile endeavor to constantly sit and to constantly look at this physical realm and look at other things in this physical realm and think that that's all there is. And I feel like you have to open and we have to open ourselves up. And as I said, when I said to look to God, start to really think about what God really is. As everything that I just mentioned, if you open yourself up, I think that you're going to find that the futility in your life is not so much, or the things that you're going through or you're fighting with that you feel are futile, it really isn't much of a battle. Like, you really aren't in such a place you think you're in, you know? A lot of times we think we're the only people, and I tell you, we are not. We really are not. Our final card we have for here, you know, I have to just stop for a second. Before I did this reading, I felt futile. I felt that. And there's other people I feel that way too. A lot of people, right? And this reading is telling you why, dude. Like, why are you feeling this way? You should not feel this way. Look at the final card that we have pulled. It's the Ace of Discs. It's a new beginning of so much. It's so much creation that is here. Gosh, this card, it really reminds me of so much nature and evolution. And I feel this is a new evolving energy evolution that is happening. The evolution that we feel is happening is coming through all of these struggles and these pains and these new beginnings and these openings, and you happen to be resourceful. You happen to maneuver through all these things that are happening in this physical realm. There's a new beginning that is starting for us, and it's a beautiful spiritual beginning that I think you don't even really know if you can handle. And it requires us all to come together. We have to all come together as one energy that's giving and taking to one another, and we're looking after one another, okay? We had the Hierophant, who I said he's all-seeing, he's all-knowing, he's wise, he sits, he's confident. We had success that we have looked at. There's success that is coming to you, right? To all of us. This abundance, the abundance that we're looking for, that's going to bring peace to our life, right? Whatever abundance that is for you, that will bring peace to your life, right? And we see victory and we see strength. There's so much victory that's going to come with the strength that you have to have. And when you feel that you are weak and you feel that you don't know the direction to go, you're not sure what's going on, especially with this energy that's happening with Mercury retrograde. We're at that point of Mercury retrograde where the energy is really fucking chaotic. And it's really, really hard to just feel and feel grounded. So when you feel that feeling, look to the divine, honey. Look to the divine and say, like, what is happening? Give me guidance. Give me guidance on how to balance myself or how to ground myself so that I don't feel this chaotic. Because I shouldn't let anything control my energy in such a way. And we shouldn't. We have to keep our energy stable. We cannot fight futile feuds. Okay? And sometimes a futile feud can be an internal feud. Something that you are fighting in yourself. Maybe you feel guilty about something. Maybe you feel like there are things that you just aren't doing. But honey, if you are working as hard as you can, and if you're doing everything in your heart that you know to do, then you're fine. You are fighting the battle the way you need to fight it. Don't let yourself feel taken over by anything. You are striving, honey. You are striving to do everything that you can do. Okay? Don't let things hold you down, because guess what? There is a very beautiful new beginning that is coming from all of the work that you're doing. Everything that you are looking to is going to come to you. Let's just go to the next cards. I'm going to pull some of my shamanic healing cards. Let me just get something going with that. I tell you right now, it's so much happening. This Mercury retrograde right here, boy. The first couple weeks, I'll always be good. Like the first week or so, I'm like, I'm good. This don't really affect me. And then when we get to this part of it, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Everything's just everywhere. Like even this reading has been a little interesting to try to do. But let's pull these shamanic healing cards. Let's ask for some healing. Let's ask for some healing right now. What can we do for some healing? Because I feel that, this energy is a little much. People always say, don't blame Mercury retrograde. Don't blame Mercury retrograde. But it's not just Mercury retrograde. It's just a lot fucking happening. It's a whole lot happening. And we need to see how we're going to shift through this energy. Me included. Because right now, these cards say so much positive, right? Like they say so much positive. Do you believe them? Do you believe in that positivity? Do you believe that is coming for you? Do you? Because guess what? None of this will come to you if you don't believe. Believing is the key to everything in your life. Your mind is so strong. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever had like a neurological disorder, but I had one in 2015. I had transverse myelitis. I was like paralyzed from the chest down for like weeks. I was in the hospital. I was in a walker. I didn't start really truly like be recovered. I wasn't recovered for like 9 months. And a lot of times I would feel like my foot was wet, like in cold water. And it's because my brain in my neurological system was sending messages to my foot that it was wet. So you couldn't tell me my foot wasn't wet. Like, it was wet. In my reality, my foot was in cold water, but it was perfectly dry. But it's because my brain sent that message to my foot. Your thoughts are so strong. You create your reality. And so no matter what is happening, you have to tell yourself, I'm happy. Like that song, that Pharrell song, that song used to get me through so much. I was pregnant. I was just, woo, Lord, I can feel the emotions right now. And you have to tell yourself you're happy. You got to tell yourself you're strong. You got to tell yourself, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to win, I'm good. Nothing can stop me from what I'm doing. Nothing can hold me back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to be strong. And you have to really definitely make sure you know. No, don't think. You got to know. You got this. Whatever it is in your life that you're going through, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? And don't even think what the worst thing is that can happen. You got to think that whatever it is that's happening right now, it can only get better, honey. And these cards are telling you that it can. You just got to know it. Let me pull some cards. One more. 33. Duality, retreat, stripping illusions, and a new day. You know what? This is beautiful. So the first card that we pull is duality. And that's kind of going with what we've been saying. You got to see the duality in everything. Blessings versus things that you think are curses, okay? You could be having so many negative things happen to you, right? And it's like, it gets to the point where you're like, damn, negative, holding back. Honey, you got to see that sometimes those are blessings happening to you. The universe has ways to make you work through things in your life. As we see dark and we see light, there has to be duality. Embrace the darkness in you and the lightness in you. Just because something dark doesn't mean that it's negative or evil. Sometimes dark things can open up the light. The light can be found in the dark. In fact, you see the light even more in the dark because all of the dark that's surrounding it, all you can see is light. So you have to embrace the duality of everything in your life and whatever situations that are happening in your life. See the duality in yourself. Retreat. So as we see the duality in ourselves, I do ask you to retreat. I think that with all of the energies that we do have from Mercury retrograde, I feel like it is a time to retreat into yourself and find stability in your own spirit, in your own home, whatever that is. And home can be anything. Okay? Home is where your family is, and that's where your heart is. It doesn't matter what building you live in. It matters about where your heart is. The next card, stripping of illusions. So, strip every illusion away. And that goes with what I'm saying. When we look at things that are fortunate, sometimes we look at fortunate and we think that it means that you have all this money, you have your career, you are so successful. But guess what? A lot of times that's an illusion. Strip those illusions away so you truly see that what you think is a blessing to people, that might not be their blessing. Some people might have their career that they've dreamed about, but it stresses them the fuck out and they never see their family. They never have time to enjoy what it is that they've worked for. Strip away any illusion, even when it comes to spirituality, stripping away illusions about what God is, about what spirituality is. Today, it's been so much happening today. And it's funny because a lot of contradictions have happened. A lot of contradictions that have made me even say to strip away certain illusions and to embrace things. 2 + 7 is 9. That's a transformative number. So let yourself transform by stripping away illusions. And we finally end with a new day. And the number 11 is there. And that's a really divine, powerful number. The number 11, you can transform. You have the power to fly and see that no matter what, right? There is ability for so much in your life. And this is an 11 year. And I feel like that's what this year is about. It's about digging into yourself. We thought this year was going to mean everything was going to be perfect, right? And really, it's not that it's not been perfect, because last year was really tough. But this year has been a lot of work happening. Internal work on really defining what your goals are and how are you going to make your goals. And not just your monetary goals, your spiritual goals as well. And walking your path and seeing that walking your path is not always easy. It really is not always easy to walk your path, but it is for you. And so as long as it's for you, it's going to be fine. You have to go through these things to build the strength and to build the wisdom that you need to be whatever it is that God has put you here for and what the universe has selected you to be. That is truly what this is about and what this year is about. And I'm seeing that more than ever, that this 11 year has been a year where you are called in such a way to deal with whatever it is that you've been dealing with, and you've got to stay and remain on your path and stay in the divine. Whew. So in the end, with this whole reading, persevere and keep in your heart knowing that you are fortunate and that the world and the universe is in your favor. Be high and all-seeing and all-knowing and understand that you have success in walking your path. Not just success in having money and having a career. You have success in walking your path, regardless of whatever other people say, regardless of whatever the society tells you or what society thinks. Stay strong and that victory will come to you because you have put in work to transform in such a way where you yourself can consider yourself a God because of the strength and that you have created. And always look to God. Ask God for help. Ask God for assistance. But you have to do your due diligence as well. When the divine has given you a path or the divine has given you an answer, you better do everything that you can to go with what the divine has brought to you. Okay? That's your responsibility too. People can only help you so much. You have to also help yourself. Some of these battles that we fight in ourselves are futile. You need to stop allowing yourself to fight battles that are created by society. You have to stop allowing yourself to fight battles that are not aligned with your purpose and stay focused on purpose. Love yourself no matter what, because you are doing everything that you can. You're doing everything that you were asked to do, right? See the duality in everything. See the duality in yourself. And sometimes the light can be found in the dark. Retreating into yourself and understanding your energy and loving your energy and really stripping away illusions, stripping away the illusions that things that you are that you have in your life, stripping away the illusions about everything in your life, about what they have told us as a society is acceptable and non-acceptable, stripping away the illusions of what is successful and what is not successful. Because when you strip away their illusions, you will find the truth. You'll find the truth of what we are. We are experiencing a new day. This 11 year is not just about great fortune. It's about abundance in your spirit. It's about working for your path and being in your path. And whatever stumbles, whatever issues, whatever things that are difficult about your path, you're going to work through that. You're going to work through it. And why? Why? Why work through it? For what? Let's pull one more card to ask why. Because we are in a sacred space. That's why. This is a year of being in a sacred space. And with that sacred space, we have an emotional release. Okay? And in that emotional release, we find omens. These omens that we find, these are going to lead us through this. It's going to lead us through this year. And I really feel confident that the collective is moving towards really being enlightened and being knowing of the truth and the facts of our lives. So I'm going to close this reading just with understanding that this 11 year is about a new day. It's a new day for all of us, for this collective. And I just continue to pray every day, all day, for peace and for love and for compassion, and that this collective can love one another as if we are family, because we are family. Thank you.